To be a boxing judge, it takes many qualities. You have to be fair to offer a proper verdict. You have to be able to be tough to handle criticism of your work sometimes. And you certainly have to have dedication to your craft. Our next inductee has all of those qualities and a whole lot more. He was born on October 29th, 1948. Interestingly, his father wanted to name him Willie after Florida Boxing Hall of Famer Willie Pep, who happened to be fighting for the featherweight title against Sandy Sadler on the same day of his birth. His mother won that decision, however. His love affair with boxing took off in earnest in 1963 when his father took him to a show in Totowa, New Jersey, put on by Florida Boxing Hall of Famer Lou Duva. After the show, he decided to try his hand at boxing by enrolling in Paul Cavalier's boxing clinic in the basement of City Hall in Paterson, New Jersey. Didn't turn out quite as he hoped, but he spent a good time being an observer of the sweet science, which taught him his appreciation of boxing from outside the ring. During that time, he also proudly served his country in Korea and Vietnam as a member of the United States Army. In 1980, Florida Boxing Hall of Famer Alvin Goodman, then the City of Miami Beach Boxing Commissioner, began to take him to local shows here in Florida. A year later, he was asked if he could judge professional boxing, and to test his knowledge of the sport, he was asked for an explanation of the 10-point must system. Well, the answer must have been pleasing, as he was invited to trail under an established judge, as was the custom of the time. He spent nearly a year trailing under popular judge Al Walensky. He was given his first assignment on a show put on by Florida Boxing Hall of Famers Hank Kaplan and Ramiro Ortiz. Since 1982, he's worked well over 2,000 shows in the state of Florida and is currently the longest-running active judge in the Sunshine State. He's judged 47 championship fights on 5 continents, 7 countries, and 9 states. He's judged numerous regional and state titles as well, and is the first U.S. boxing judge to officiate a world championship fight in a communist country. He's worked for every major organization for boxing in the world, and he shows no signs of slowing down. I mentioned earlier there were many qualities you needed to be a good boxing judge. Another very important one is integrity. Anyone who's ever worked with this gentleman knows that he has plenty of that, and our sport is better off for it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2016, boxing judge Rick Bays.
Says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see, a woman and the kids and the dogs and me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A lot of love and support in the room. I'd like to start out by thanking, well, I was doing well. I was doing fine until Dr. Mel's little poem. I knew Bo Jack. I knew him well, and he was very close to me. That got to me. Thank you. I'd like to thank the entire selection committee, the Florida Board of
Directors.
Hall of Fame directors. Thank you. Thank you. They mentioned Al Goodman and Al Walensky when I first started. I'd just like to say a few words about how I first started, when I first got into this. It won't be long. It was Al Goodman who initially got me licensed. It was it was Hank Kaplan who was very instrumental in getting me a number of very good fights. Hank Kaplan was a gentleman in life, and he was a powerhouse in boxing. And I knew him well, and I'm proud that he was my friend. On a final note, there's a couple people that do not get any they don't get any credit, which is Carol Meyer, Pam Alexander, who they worked themselves to death putting this whole thing together, and they do a magnificent job. That's all I have. Thank you, sir.
All the way down, Ken. All the way down. You did great. All the way down.